So I've done these tutorials for rendering Minecraft maps in either Bryce or Octane and exporting, and while I was doing those I was sort of thinking about things I could do in Minecraft, so I thought I'd do a little video about this idea I had where you could have a sort of automated building effect. I've turned the sounds down so it doesn't interfere with the recording. We'll show you what it does and then I'll show you how you make it. So you throw this switch here and get out of the way, and you can probably hear some clunking noises. What it does is it generates a structure like a tower using pistons and some redstone circuitry. Right, so this is in creative mode and I've created this for a super flat world, which is one of the options, so it doesn't interfere with all creatures coming to kill me and things like that, and it's an ideal place to show you how this is put together. Right, it's just about done now, it doesn't take very long, and it's still running, but it can only generate it to that height. So if I knock these out, you can see that it just runs and fills the hole back in, unless I go in and switch the lever off, which is in here. If I get through quickly I can switch the mechanism off with a click and then it becomes stable again. Right, also I'm in creative mode, means I can destroy things very quickly. So if you look at my inventory you can see I've got a piston, some stone, a bucket of water, bucket of lava, redstone lamps, redstone repeater, a lever and some torches. Torches just used for marking out. So pick an empty square and I'll start here with the lever. I put the lever down and then cut out just 3 squares like that so that all together they form a square. Right, I'm going to pop a torch down, and if you think the frame rate's a bit jiggly, that's because of the recording at the same time. So at this point now I've put a torch on the corner of that square, and if I can extend that corner still further, so around the corner of the torch, I want to dig down here 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, and do the same for each corner. So I'm just digging down 3 blocks, and these to help me position things and mark stuff out. Right, continue on the corner of those blocks to mark out a square, and then on the outside of that dig down 4 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the same on each corner. There's a lot of symmetry in this, which makes building things a bit easier, or at least it makes remembering it a bit easier. Okay, so that's 4 blocks down. So that each of those is now 4 blocks down, and I'm facing that hole. In fact, I'll just fly up so you can see the pattern more clearly, drop down again, and I'm going to drop in this hole, and I'm going to dig out till I reach the other light. So I just dig forward. I'm digging out 3 blocks high and just leaving a thin skin above. So I just need to find out where the other hole is and then turn left 90 degrees and dig out another section like so, and then it's just a matter of finding the light again that's coming down from above. Another reason to use the torches. So it's a bit laborious, this, because there's quite a bit of repetition, but I'm just trying to complete the circle. I've cut out a little bit too much there. Fortunately it's quite easy to fill things in this mode. Probably going to be a few mistakes like that. Hopefully then that's a complete circle. The next thing to do is, leaving that as a pillar, cut a hole, and you can see there's our other guide hole there, and then I'm just going to cut those out as far as the next guide hole. So it's just leave that pillar in the corner and cut across until you reach the other guide position, and again it's just a matter of going round in a complete circle until all 4 sides are done. This area is going to house the water, and the other side's going to be, for the lava, it's going to be a cobblestone generator, which is what creates the wall. So pop out of that hole and go for the middle section, and I'm just going to cut across to the other holes, and again in a complete circle, or 4 sides of the square, since we're in Minecraft and everything's square. So I'm just cutting those out until I reach the point where I started, and down here in this trough there you can see we've got all the way around is going to be the pistons. So there's 6 pistons in each side like this, all facing up. Try not to miss and we're going to build the redstone circuit underneath those. On this side where I'm stood now, there's going to be the lava. I'm not putting the lava in yet because I've had horrible accidents where I've accidentally undermined the lava. So those are all the pistons in. We'll now sort the water side out of it now I've put those pistons in. This is a little bit fiddly, this bit, so drop in the hole. So there's the pillar. There's one bit of a block support. I want the water here, and then likewise it's 1, 2, 3 blocks from the end of each side, and there's a gap of 2 blocks in the middle. So if I put the water there, it'll sort of push me along, and then I just look and position it accordingly. So that's just like 3 blocks in each time. Just wait until the water's pushed me along to the point where I need to put the water, and then I've now completed a full circle, and you can see that it just comes down in this corner. So that's it. So there you go, there's the water, and at each corner should just have water flowing into it. And if you want to double check, drop into where the lava's going, and looking along this edge you should see a complete curtain of water falling down past the pistons. So that will allow the cobblestone to generate on that edge. Okay, right. I've a bit more of a fiddler bit now with the redstone. This took some working out. So I need to go down 6 blocks to start with to my first little room that's going to run. So that's 1 block down, that's 2 blocks down, that's 3 blocks down, that's 4 blocks down, 5 blocks down, 6 blocks down. So I'm having a floor here, so I'll just cut out horizontally across and put a torch in. And standing where the torch is, I'm going to run some redstone back up the stairs. This is going to control my the clock mechanism that is also running the pistons. So there you go, I've just brought the power source down by switching the lever on. Right, I'm going to walk around the stairwell now at my own height, so I'm just cutting out like a gallery around the stairs, which occupy a 4x4 footprint. So I just need to go around a bit carefully, and that's now given me 4x4 around the outside. So that's good. Now I need to do that again on this wall, taking out the corners as well. So I'm just chiseling it back bit at a time. I know it's a bit laborious, just so I've got, being careful not to go too far, which is why I didn't put the lava in, because I've had it pour on my head before. So you can see now there's a 4x4 square on the corner of the 4 square, I suppose it's a 2x2 square really, 2x2 square on the 2 square base of the spiral staircase. And now I'm going to cut shelves into each of these faces, and this will reveal the underside of the pistons, which is what I was hoping for, because this is where I'm going to put my torches in that activate the pistons. So I've left a block in each corner. Now on the left hand side of each shelf, cut out 2 blocks and 2 blocks out the floor. So you get this kind of arrangement, and it's the same for each wall face, hence the symmetry, again making life easier. And when you've done that, go to redstone torches and pop a torch on the shelf and in the bottom of the hole. So it's just a torch on the shelf in the bottom of the hole, facing straight up. So like so, and just keep around in the circle. Oops, not like that, on top, and then in the bottom of the hole. Okay, having done that, I'm going to have to put those blocks back now and cover those torches up. The reason for that is that it was difficult to get activation of the pistons in the corner because of overlapping circuits. Now if you pop the shelves on top of that, the torches on top of that shelf I should say, you'll see that they wink out, and that's because they've got the torches underneath them. We're almost done with this level. The only thing left to do here is to put in these redstone repeaters, not one in the corner but one from the end, and set it at its highest delay, leave a gap, and then set that one at its highest delay. So it's in a symmetrical pattern around the outside. So you'll see what's happening is that they're not facing any of the ones that aren't lit, and there's this gap in the middle. It's just for the clock mechanism, you've got to have the right pattern. Okay, all of this floor space now, except for the square where I'm going to dig down there, needs to be covered in redstone. So all available floor space. In order to power the circuits and repeaters, you can probably hear a bit of clicking. That's the pistons being activated by the power going in there, and that's covered the floor. All those are lit, ready for action, and we just need to go down 3 more bricks now. So 1, 2, 3, and then cut horizontally across and put a torch underneath the stairs. Okay, and then I'll bring power down to this level. I'm not going to get any prizes for saving on redstone in this design. Okay, now as before, I need to, in my own height, go round in a complete circle around the 2x2 4 square of the spiral staircase base. So I'll put the redstone there, it makes it easier to spot where that is. Alright, and that goes round like so. The next thing to do is to cut a gallery out 1 brick high all the way around, taking the corners out. This isn't a shelf. We'll have some shelves in a second. So I just cut this gallery out, around it goes, and then I cut in the middle of each gallery a little shelf, and then as a guide, and to make placing the repeaters easier, on the right hand side knock out a brick just there, so they're not that block out there. Now that block and that block are the ones on top of which the redstone lamps are. This is what we're going to face our repeaters. I could put one there and there, but that'd be easy, but there's so little space to work in here. I've done it in this way. So walk into that cutout section facing that corner, set that on its high delay, and then turn around and put one in the shelf. So that's appearing on the left hand side of the shelf facing that way. And when you've done this all the way around the outside, as I'm sure you'd anticipated that would be the case, you'll see it creates once again another symmetrical pattern. And it means that each of the blocks on top of which the redstone torches are sat have got a repeater face in them with the delay set. Now just connect these up to the main circuit. If you find that any of them start ticking, it's probably because the redstone path is too long. I'll set that up for as an example, so just see, so you can do a bit of fault finding. If for example you went that way, that one would start to tick. So because the path's just slightly too long. So if you go to where the stairs drop down there, that gives it a shorter path and all the lights are on and stable. We're nearly there now, so come out of the basement. It's a little tricky to get out, but I can't afford to cut any more headroom out because the redstone circuit's above, so you just have to approach from this side and go up and out of the spiral staircase. Oh, I'll just pop down here and show you that you can see now these corner 2 torches are lit. So that's a good sign and nothing is ticking away. That's also good. Right, so the last thing we're going to add now, the lava, the most dangerous bit for me. I've had some horrible accidents with lava. You need to put the lava not in the top of this hole, but 1 block down. So you drop the lava down there, which will hopefully interact nicely with the water. So having done that, it's a good idea to fill those holes in to avoid horrible accidents. Though the water's not so dangerous, the lava it's fairly safe in creative mode, but if you were doing this in survival then you'd need to be very careful. It would also be a lot fiddlier. Okay, so that's it all set up. You leave the torches in or not, it's up to you. And the final thing to do, fingers crossed, is throw the lever, and that will allow the clock to start ticking and the pistons will work and lift the walls up, hopefully. So you can see it's not entirely even, but it gets there. So there you go. That was my idea I had for creating sort of a self-building building in Minecraft using the redstone mechanisms and the cobblestone generator. I used other videos on YouTube to find out how to get the cobblestone generator working, and then went on to create this. I don't know if it's a unique design, but I thought it was kind of fun to do, and I hope somebody else will have a go at that if they can follow my rather rambling instructions. Okay, cheers now.